Hi, my name is Diana Myers Hyatt. I'm an academic librarian and instructor for information literacy. The following is a proposal for a 20-minute tutorial for all English Comp students at our college. The goal of this instruction is to give students some simple tools and strategies that they can use to evaluate the reliability of COVID-related information that they encounter online, especially in social media. Through this tutorial, they'll learn to be skeptical consumers of information, aware of their own emotions and biases that could cloud their judgment. And they'll understand the importance of evaluating sources critically before sharing them with others. This is a very timely topic. We're currently experiencing an extreme upsurge in misinformation online, an infodemic. Some people are beginning to doubt everything they encounter online, even real news. This has only added to the polarization and high emotions in our political landscape. While many community college students are digital natives, studies have shown they have difficulties identifying fake news. These evaluation skills will help them become lifelong learners by showing them how to evaluate information for reliability and accuracy so they can make better decisions in their personal and professional lives. And the topic fits well into a lower division English class where students are learning that writing, reading, and research have everything to do with critical thinking, about the information that surrounds us, how arguments are composed, how evidence is used, and how context affects meaning. I've been teaching this topic as part of my Introduction to Information Literacy class for about a year, and many of my students say this is one of their favorite topics that I cover in the class. I've also developed discussions, quizzes, activities already that can be incorporated into this tutorial. So a lot of the work has been done. And many of these materials could also be used in follow-up activities after the students finish the tutorial. And while I know this tutorial can't teach students everything about the topic, it can be a great way to spark interest in it and also then lead to additional follow-up activities in collaboration with the English instructors in the library, and then later on possibly with other disciplines such as political science, journalism, and other classes. Here's the goal of this instruction. Students will learn basic concepts related to misinformation and use specific evaluation techniques to identify potential misinformation they encounter on social media and other online sources. Students will complete a 75-minute library instruction on research skills before taking the tutorial. They'll have learned about evaluating information for relevance and reliability, and they'll also be introduced to the peer review process and the concept of authority as it relates to information sources. There are 3 tasks illustrated in this tutorial. In the first task, students will be introduced to some basic concepts concerning misinformation: what it is, where it comes from, how and why it spreads. We'll also introduce them to a big question. In a post-truth world, how do we know what to believe? In the second task, students will verify information using such tools as reverse image search to investigate the origins of images, videos, and social profiles to see if they represent what is claimed. In the third task, students will ask specific questions related to who's behind the information, their motives, and what evidence they have. They will also visit nonpartisan COVID and fact-checking sites to see what other sources say about a claim. They'll also learn how to work with librarians when they're not quite sure about the reliability of a source. Here are the performance objectives and measurements for this tutorial. First, there will be a quiz and discussion where students identify basic concepts of misinformation and how it spreads. They will complete a worksheet using hands-on tools such as reverse image search, Google, and Google Maps. And finally, there will be small group exercise with a worksheet where students will answer questions related to specific information sources, looking at motives, bias, evidence, and reputation. These assessments not only give us feedback on how well students have learned the material, but also offer hands-on learning and practice to reinforce what they've learned through the tutorial. Students will also receive a handout listing reliable COVID-19 sources, nonpartisan fact-checking sites, and a media bias chart. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to my proposal. I'm also providing a handout with detailed tasks, performance objectives, and measurements. This tutorial will address a topic that affects us all right now. And it will also give the students an opportunity to develop their critical thinking skills with authentic learning. Thank you.